Hey, gang, a happy 4th of July to all of you. It's my honor to welcome back to our channel Lieutenant Colonel Waldo Waldman. Waldo is a decorated fighter pilot and the author of the New York Times Wall Street Journal bestselling book, Never Fly Solo. I had the honor of meeting Waldo, and we were both at the American Freedom Tour with number 45 himself and Donald Trump Jr. and Kayleigh McEnany and Dinesh D'Souza. And he's back here with us to talk about intentionally living a patriot life and how his fighter pilot experience is helping others. And we're even going to have to touch a little bit on Top Gun Maverick. So good to see you, Waldo. Happy 4th of July to you, my friend.
Great to see you, Steve. And it's an honor to be here again.
Oh, it's an honor to have you. I remember watching your speech at the AFT, and I just love your perspective that you have as a Patriot fighter pilot. It was always tough to follow you, by the way. You know, you got this machismo, man. And then I come out there with my glasses and my notebook and my surveys. And I'm like, wait a minute now. Can't we have some comedian in between us or something?
You need a little yin and yang. You know, like they say, there are three things you need to be a fighter pilot: short, smart, and good looking. Your wife says you've got 2 out of 3. I'll let the audience figure out what those are.
That's right. We're Waldo and I are about the same height, which is, you know, that's we put all of our genes into our brains as opposed to anything else. Right. Grow the mind, as it were. Share a bit with our audience here how you turned your experience as a fighter pilot into a motivational speaking platform that really placed you in the Speaker Hall of Fame.
To me, speaking is a conduit to getting my message out of courage, accountability, and trust, what I call being a wingman or wingmam, a trusted partner in life, someone you feel comfortable going to for help, and being the type of person that others can come to for help. And if you look around society today, your family, your relationships, both on the business and personal side, when you create true, authentic, trusting relationships where folks feel confident in your ability to deliver on your promises, and they trust you implicitly, that is what truly is the impetus of success and growth. And for me, the military was a great way to serve my country, which I believe in passionately. I know you do, and all your listeners, and also to have a kick butt time. I love challenge. I love being in a situation where there's friendly competition, where every day I'm pushed to get better. And so for me, that embodies like the patriot spirit, because we didn't earn our freedom wings overnight. There was sacrifice, there was sweat, there was relationships and trust that was garnered and also broken, which got some amazing independent seekers to fight the oppression of our country and to create the most amazing country there is in the world today.
That's a beautiful segue, because now that we're in the shadow of 4th of July here, what does the 4th of July mean to you?
It's a constant reminder of what brought us to today, right? Here we are, 2022. We light fireworks, which are an example of the sounds and visions of what freedom fighters fought for, you know, and witnessed. And also makes us remember and be humble to the fact that, you know, freedom once again isn't free, that there were men and women who bled and died for our freedoms, and that we can't take it for granted. I think the deterioration of our country comes from the fact that we don't have that sense of drive and passion and challenge, that we wake up every day taking our freedom for granted. We don't have that fire, that fight in us to say it could be taken away. Now, for folks watching this, and obviously you understand that there is a slow, insidious descent to tyranny. It's a slow, insidious descent to taking God out of our life, to taking the red, white, and blue out of our flag for it just to turn it to a piece of cloth, to take out that warrior spirit that's emblazoned in the heart of every proud American. And I think most Americans are like that. I think we get a tarnished view through the media. And so for me, the 4th of July says, man, we got to earn our freedom wings, and we need to often fight for it. And we just can't sit back and let it happen, especially today. Yeah. Especially today.
Yeah. I love how you say, I do have my freedom is never free or isn't free shirt on. That's one of my favorite phrases. And this is actually one of our, in our merch store, one of our best selling shirts. So obviously it resonates with people when they see things like
Yes,
that.
sir.
Tell me, so all right, I got to do this to you. And I know it's all cliche and the like. And I'm a guitar player, and everywhere I went, it didn't matter if I was learning Bach or any kind of, they would always want to hear Stairway to Heaven. So, all right, dude, I got to do the same, the equivalent to a fighter pilot here. What did you think of Top Gun Maverick, the latest? I know you had to have seen the original one. I know that, and we talked
Many
earlier
times.
before. And you saw the latest one, right? So give us a gist of. I mean, it's a movie that's just taken the country by storm, and people obviously they're very drawn to this movie. What do you think?
And I can think the question we have to ask ourselves, and the reality is there's a reason why we're drawn to it. It didn't talk about race and sex. There were good guys and bad guys. There were winners and losers. There was a leader and followers. There wasn't an admonishment of our country and our values. There was courage and teamwork and trust. There was rivalries. These are things that push us to be better. These are things that kind of build strong teams, great communities, and great countries. And so I love the fact that it went to the roots, albeit it was a little cheesy in some ways. It was Hollywood, right? But it was
Sure.
finally an entertaining movie that made heroism and winning a good thing. There were
Right.
no like ceilings on success of a fighter pilot in a Top Gun. When I saw the original movie in 1986, right at the end of basic training at the Air Force Academy, where I earned this academy ring, which was bled into my fingers, which I wear with pride. Walking out of that theater and seeing the planes fly and seeing the camaraderie. This is once again the first movie. It gave us a sense of patriotism and pride that when we put this uniform, and this is kind of why I wore it today. Like when I put this uniform on, and it's a sanitized flight suit, it's a onesie, call it, right? But these wings, this flag, my squadron, my culture means something to me.
Right.
And there are high standards to wearing this uniform and to earning these wings. There are high standards to earning the wings of our country and being a patriot and being the type of American worth fighting for, which I believe is important. When you ask how to say thank you, I say, if you want to say thank you to the Americans who fight for our country, be the type of American worth fighting for. And sometimes it takes sweat and sacrifice. And that's what the movie emblazoned and demonstrated. It was just something that our country needed and the world needed. It was fun, it was entertaining, it was emotional. And that's what I think is going to make Hollywood more of a factor these days and cause folks to go to the movies. Not all the baloney that you see out there where we're kind of, throwing out these cheesy metaphors and analogies of life that really don't mean anything when it comes to growth, sex, religion, or all these other things that we use to separate us.
Right.
When we divide because we believe in God, we believe in something greater than ourselves. That's what the movie emblazoned, and that's why I believe it's a great movie of patriotism. And I hope people go out and watch it on today when after they wipe away the barbecue sauce from their fingertips.
Yeah, yeah. I think they will have. I know you've done a write up on it before. People are going to get some information where they can access your stuff. I did one too. I did a video on it. The ancient hero epic steps that you'll see with Odysseus or even in The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. I mean, it basically followed those steps all the way through, and it was just so well done. And again, it's fascinating what you're saying, because in many respects, it's only the eternal things that resonate with everyone. This is why wokeism can never be successful at the box office, is because it just doesn't resonate with everyone. It's not, these aren't universal principles of faith, family, freedom, nation, custom, tradition, excellence, meritocracy, heroism, all of these, self-sacrifice. all of these things are so essential. I mean, nothing embodies this more than the military and the notion of the wingman of, of always considering the life and the need of the other as more important than your own, as the person next to you is considering your own life as more important than his or her own, and on and on. And you create
Right.
this entire institution out of that fundamental virtue, that fundamental ethic, and it becomes one of the most astonishing human achievements anyone can watch. And it just seems that yeah, I just seemed to embody it in, yeah, like you said, in a kind of Hollywood-esque kind of way. But boy, it sure didn't disappoint. That's for sure.
And it was realistic, and you see, when you look at what your life is like, and when you look at the 4th of July and the troops who fought, the freedom fighters, and if you look in our communities today, and even in the military, certain things are fear-based and other things are courage-based. Fear is about what keeps us up at night.
Right.
Courage is about what gets us out of bed.
Right.
Who are you fighting for? What are you fighting for? The altruistic principles, the godly given principles that make this country what it is, that we need to earn. That's what inspires people to go and face an enemy. That's what gets a parent to jump off a diving board 100 feet high to save their child, or run into a burning building. That's what gets somebody to fight oppressors and put their lives on the line and wave that flag with pride, which is really what this day is about. And so I would ask the viewers and the people who are listening to this to think, how can I be a top gun in my life? What can I do in my community that's courage-based? What is that North Star that gives me that sense of drive and passion and courage to step out of my comfort zone and not just be a peasant in society, a victim to the winds of change in our economy and political divisiveness, to say, right, what can I do in my small little squadron, in my little F-16, whatever that may look like to you in your business and your life, and say, I'm strapping in today. I've got a team. I'm prepared. I'm courageous. I have a true north that I'm fighting for. And then find out what gives that meaning to your mission. When you do that, it pushes you to overcome obstacles and deal with adversities. It reminds you that we have to earn our wings every day. And I don't believe in being a fatalist. I don't believe in waking up in this fear mentality. I don't think you do, Steve. I don't think most of our viewers do. We love our country. But there's a time when you have to gather arms, and there's a time to voice your concern. There's a time to bleed and sweat, because if you don't do it like our forefathers and mothers did, then our country is in trouble. And that's truly why I'm so passionate today. I know it's what drives you to get out of bed every day, what drives your listeners to wake up every day with a sense of purpose. And once again, fear-based, courage-based, not fear-based.
Right.
Focus on what gives you courage, and that'll make you do amazing things in life.
Do you have a couple or one or two biopics, people that I know you? So you founded the Never Fly Solo movement that's really impacted a lot of lives. Can you share with us a couple of examples of how these principles have changed people that you've worked with?
Well, and ultimately, it's about realizing what I realized. I'm going to show you a picture here. These are my wingmen from the 79th Fighter Squadron. I'm that really tall, handsome guy, third from the right, and all the way to the left is my commander. These folks I flew with in combat. This is the first Iraq War, early 90s, and I just remember stepping out to the jet, and Colonel Hyatt, the gentleman right there, all the way to the left, he we're walking out scared, right? We know that men and women are being shot at. We know folks are coming back. Shades of gray on their head. Some of them were getting shot down, things that didn't make the news. But ultimately, all the fighter pilots and all our soldiers are asking each other a question. It doesn't necessarily come out of our mouth when we're walking to our jets or we're walking in the field of battle, but it comes out of our hearts more than anything else. And the question really is this: can I depend on you? Can I depend on you? That's what Colonel Hyatt was asking me, what I was asking him, what all my teammates were asking me when we coached each other to battle, when we gave each other our command of the squadron. Can I depend on you? And when you look at your life and say, am I the type of person that's dependable, that's trustworthy, that others could come to for help when I strap in my jet? That pushes you to realize the inordinate responsibility, not necessarily the passion to serve, but the responsibility for you to take care of the troops that are dependent on you every day. So when I went to battle, Steve and listeners, when I crossed the FIBA, the forward edge of the battle area, and watched the surface to air missiles being shot at, the plumes of the red fireballs in the sky, and listened to my teammates call out, when they're being shot at, and you hear the fear on the radio. And then watching the missiles being shot at me, right? I had 4 missiles launched on me in one mission. And then feeling the fear just bubble up and then having to perform despite that fear. And then ultimately having my wingman, Pigpen was his call sign, shoot that enemy radar missile, a radar missile into that radar site to take it out to prevent it from tracking on me. Knowing that I wasn't flying alone, knowing that I had a teammate, that I wasn't flying solo. And so the ultimate lesson I try to teach my coachees, the folks that I coach in business, that I speak to in corporate America, is being able to be the type of person that others can depend on, and also being confident and courageous enough to take off your mask and ask for help, and realizing that you have a whole formation of men and women in your life. They're part of your network. They're part of your community, and that it's okay to ask for help, but you have to earn those relationship wings before you need them.
Right.
By giving, by showing up in your community, by being a volunteer, by honoring the relationships of others who dug the well for you, and paying it forward in life. Those are the fundamental principles. They're biblical, but they make good common sense in life, nurturing relationships and building businesses as well. So that's ultimately the foundation of Never Fly Solo. And finally, and then I'll shut up and we can continue. Look, you can see the concept on the screen here. It says check 6. And so a great principle of check 6 is that when you're flying along in life, you have a perspective when you're in your jet. You could see out front and to the side, left and right. But when you're strapped and barely able to move, you can't see your most vulnerable position behind you, your 6 o'clock. So your wingmen or wingmans, when they're at your right 3 o'clock or left 9 o'clock, they could see your blind spot. They can call out things to you that you may not see, and provide the perspective that you may need to overcome a fear, take advantage of an opportunity, deal with a health issue, etc. And so you are a wingman to your teammates, your clients, the folks who depend on you for encouragement, enlightenment on what we need to get America on the right path. And I guarantee you, Steve, through Ralph and Carl and your amazing team, they provide a perspective to you, because we often have our skills that are really good this way, right out front, but great relationships and great businesses are built because you have others who are dependent on you and who can provide that perspective and call out those missiles.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Beautiful segue actually into the academy that you're running now, the ACE Academy. Tell me about that. What motivated you to start ACE Academy? What are you passionate about with it?
So, I wrote a book, New York Times bestseller, Never Fly Solo. I speak all across the world. I coach folks, but sometimes people need like little snackable content, little vignettes, little videos on courage and teamwork and dealing with fear and building resilience and even growing sales in life. So what I did was I created 50 plus 3 to 5 minute videos on those topics that people can digest quickly, with a little action guide, because fighter pilots and Top Guns take action. They need a plan. And so these little vignettes create a new vehicle for growth. And it's highly advised to kind of sit down and watch them, and then take the action guides and then share them with your teammates, your kids, your coworkers, and see what other lessons that they can garner from those little videos. So it's a great follow-on to my keynotes and my coaching, but it's also a simple way for average Joes and Joannes who are trying to be Top Guns in their life to learn principles that I learned in this aircraft, flying $35 million jets and sometimes being shot at, how to operate in that environment, and what we did, and what were the things behind the scenes in the movie Top Gun that allowed them to fly Mach 2, take out targets, and come home victorious.
Oh my. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. How can people learn more about this and what it means to never fly solo?
So also, well, first and foremost, I want to give everybody a gift. And we discussed this for all your listeners. My book Never Fly Solo was a New York Times bestseller. I'm going to put on the screen how to get a free download. It's published by McGraw-Hill. You can buy it for $20 on Audible. But if you go to that website, yourwingman.com, you could use that QR code, but I would advise going to the website, yourwingman.com/NFS, like Never Fly Solo. You'll get the audiobook for free. Invest 5 minutes a day, listen to a chapter, fire your butt up, get inspired, think of some new tactics, and then take some action on it. And then after you sign up and register, you'll get 5 videos of my resilience course, which is part of my ACE Academy. I'll give a little image here. These are 5 portions of the ACE Academy, 3 to 5 minute little vignettes with the worksheets. And watch them, listen to them, share them with your team. And if you want to participate in the Academy, you can register right then and there, and then get 50 plus videos, and then take advantage of the other coaching programs that I have available. So pretty simple.
Wow. I love it. Looks great. Oh, it's so exciting. And we'll have a link down below, gang, as well, that you could just click on. It'll take you straight to that landing page. So, Waldo, man, it is awesome to check out what you're doing. It is awesome to catch up with you again. Hope to see you on the speaking circuit soon. It's nice to chat online, but it's better to chat with you in person. I hope to see you in person very, very soon, my friend.
Thank you. There's a saying that I want to share with your group. Make your friends your mentors, and your mentors your friends. And I'm glad that you're both a friend and a mentor to me, Steve. I'm honored to have flown with you today. Thank you for all the amazing work that you're doing, and for everybody who invested their time to show up today and take action to be a patriot and earn our beautiful wings on this amazing 4th of July.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for your service, Waldo, and thank you for everything you've done for our nation. God bless you, brother.
You too.